Last we left off, Victor now has a snout. Nico is rummaging around in the back, and Miko and Pixie are rummaging around outside. Now, as I recall, you were... Where were you, Pixie, specifically?
On the balcony?
In the balcony, waiting to enter, potentially.
Yeah. Next to the room where someone was complaining to a kid to do something right. But Pixie was looking out for Will of the Fable. So she had moved there to see if she could spot him.
Just let me check on a few things. Yeah.
Marker is in the right place on the map.
Yep, just checking a couple of the room things. And I will be nibbling food occasionally throughout this, because I do have food in front of me. I apologise in advance if you hear some munching. Now, last we left off, the door clicks shut as the hag walks away from Victor and Sergio. You hear footsteps receding into the workshop.
Okay, so I'm going to say that despite being composed a few moments before, ever since Gareth's left the room, Victor's face is just sort of frozen in like a neutral position. He doesn't really seem to have completely grasped what's happened, so he's not really paying attention to his surroundings right now.
I think I will walk over to Victor and place a hand on his shoulder. But not saying anything yet, just checking if he reacts to my presence.
Right. As you place your hand on Victor's shoulder, he just sort of looks... He just looks at you, kind of like a side glance, and he kind of doesn't really speak that loudly. He just says, "Not now, Shaq, Sergio."
Alright. And I retrieve my hand. And I give him the space he needs, of course.
Okay. Then we're going to rewind a little bit. Go back to Nico. The hag has just left you, going towards the front of Loomlurch for her little meeting. You hear the footsteps recede. What are you doing?
I would have continued my way up the stairs.
Okay.
Hallway where I am.
You're going up the stairs. There is one door halfway, and you can continue going up, and there is another door. This one up here.
Let's go to the door halfway first.
Okay. So at the store, what do you do?
No. I would have just walked inside. Just open the door.
Okay.
Since the hag already is downstairs, no reason for sneaking.
You open the door and gaze inside. A plump halfling boy and a young, fluffy bugbear sit at workbenches, watched over by a living, child-sized doll with buttons for eyes. An animated carpet prances around the children who pay it no attention. The sewing room contains rolls of fabric, bobbins of thread, knitting needles, and pincushions. The child-sized doll gazes at you as you enter, then looks away back to the children, watching their work as they attempt to knit little mittens.
How many children were there?
Two. halfling and a bugbear.
In my best robotic voice, I will go. All children will have to leave. By orders of Scabatha, you are to go outside towards the forest.
The doll looks at you, its buttoned eyes staring at you. In the middle of class? What do you mean? I am teaching these children very important work.
Are Scabatha's order less important than your class? They have to go to the forest immediately. Immediately.
You know, honestly, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. She effectively buttons her mouth and nods. Somehow, with her buttoned eyes glaring at the children, and they very slowly start to move towards you.
As I assume the button-eyed doll will stay there, or will also move with the children?
She stays still.
Alright. And as the children are coming closer, I will whisper to one of them. Go towards the forest and follow the fairy with the pixie. You can trust her. And then continue my way up the stairs.
Assuming you close the door behind you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. They will make their way out. I'll reuse 2 tokens of these ones over here. Just to symbolize them. Because I, of course, forgot to get a bugbear child because I have no idea what the fuck one of them would look like. So, they end up coming down to this door and exiting through that door. Pixie, I'm assuming you probably wouldn't have been looking for them.
I wouldn't have been looking for the kids, but I was looking in the general direction. I was looking towards where the purple circle is.
In which case, when they come out, they would be looking around, a little confused.
While I'm not looking at them,
After a few minutes, they will slowly start to...
Perception is 10, so make of that what you will.
Given you're looking in that direction down there, I would say it wouldn't be an issue. You would notice them. Those are the heads bobbing past. If you choose to act or not is up to you.
I do.
Go ahead.
I will flatten onto them.
The little bugbear looks around. Or are you trying to sneak up on them?
No.
Okay. I said the little bugbear would notice you fluttering down. Oh! How are you?
Pixie, who are you? Never seen one like you. What are you?
I'm a bugbear. She kind of flexes her arms. I'm big and tough. My name's Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. And you? Looking at that.
The plump halfling boy just kind of looks down and hides a little bit behind Tracy. And Plum.
Tracy and Plum.
Plum nuts. You were told to come find you and go into forest? Apparently Hag's orders.
The other kids went ahead to the forest.
Scapper doesn't normally like that, though. It's weird.
Ew.
Is it really okay?
Sure. And Pixie's giving a maniac grin with that.
Maybe deception, but with advantage. She looks at you slowly, but nods. Okay. Come, Plum. She takes Plum's hand and sort of drags him along. When do we need to be back?
You'll see. And Pixie is going along with them.
Okie dokie. Making its way towards the tree line. And making the way into the forest. The kids are actually much further along. They're long gone, those ones. They hit the edge, and another child pokes his head out of one of the bushes. One that you recognize from earlier at Little Oak. Over here!
2 more. You take them from here?
We got them!
Good.
He waves them over, and they refusingly walk over.
Oh, did you get the first batch?
Yeah, it took us a while to catch them, though. They started running. You did tell them that we're out here, didn't you?
No. I thought
Oh.
we did. Snaky boy, he was supposed to. I
Oh.
think.
Oh well. We caught up to them. It's fine. Keep up the good work. That. He pulls his head back into the bush. But the other two follow him behind.
And with that, Pixie goes back towards the main area. Slightly different paths. Well, to...
Now, Nico, you're continuing your route.
Yep. Up the tree.
And that will take you up to the bottom right corner.
Just to be sure, there wasn't any painting of Scapita in her classroom. In the classroom, wasn't there?
Give me 1 second. I was going to find where it actually is. It's a pain in the ass because I think this. Ah, there it is. Okay. Sorry. All good. Continue on.
All right.
I remembered where that was totally.
Alright, continuing up the stairs. Just open up the doors.
You open it up. This dormitory nestles in the tree burrows and has round windows overlooking a wooden balcony. Lining the walls are 10 child-sized bunks, outfitted with patchwork quilts and straw-stuffed pillows. A young dwarf lies on one of the bunks, coughing and drenched in sweat, while an older lad mops his brow with water from a bucket. 2 doors exit the room, the one you came through and one leading to a balcony. The one that has been mopping his head previously looks at you, then immediately stands up and gives a salute.
Just to check that an older lad, not an older lap.
Yes. Say
Sorry,
what?
asking the DM because it sounded like you were talking about a dog.
No, I'm sorry, lad.
Thank you.
My bad.
As I walk inside the room. Why are you still here?
I'm clearing
You-
for broth like I was ordered to. Sir,
You have to go to the forest. All children are required to go to the forest.
but broth is dying.
I look over to Brot. Can I do a medicine check?
Go ahead.
That's my forte, but decent. 15.
You look him over. He is not faking it. He does seem to be quite sick with something.
If he is diseased, for my medicine check, then I would like to use my lay on hands to cure a disease or neutralize a poison. Or if he just needs health points, then I'll just give him a few health points.
It cures what, sorry? Specifically?
I can either cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature. For 5 HP.
How do you choose which one? Does it just automatically pick the right thing, potentially?
I think so.
Okay, then.
Can touch as an
How do
action
you-
you can touch a creature to restore a number of hit points remaining in the pool, or 5 HP to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature. Yeah.
Okay, then. As you touch him, you see the sweat immediately lessens and his face slackens a little bit. He's no longer curled up and he starts to relax. But the dwarf, whose name is Pud, looks at you and raises an eyebrow. You? What did you do?
I cured him.
What?
I cured him. You can now both go to the forest. And I look around to see if there are any dolls, creatures, non-children in the room.
As you look around, your head twirling, you notice in one corner a shadow move down here.
I would like to move closer towards there.
As you move closer, there's a small figure nestled in the corner, kind of blending with the shadows a little bit. An oily substance drips from it. It looks up at you with rather wide eyes. There it is, just over the top of the bucket. Get a better idea.
Nice. Oh, that.
Right, you! Right, you ones, yes! Big pig.
Question, because I don't remember who has the canister. Who got the canister? Who's carrying it?
Ooh, just check.
I did not make a note of that.
Not it.
It might be me, since I usually carry stuff.
I don't see it on Victor's character sheet.
In which case, I'm going to say Will has it.
Will?
Yes.
Alright. In that case, I'm ignoring the creature. Back towards the children. You are to go to the forest.
But why would Scabatha want me to go to the forest? She never wants to go into. She doesn't like us going to the forest.
Are you questioning her orders? You are to go there immediately.
Give me a deception check with disadvantage. I'm just going to roll d20 against it.
14.
No. Scabatha wouldn't want me to go. No.
I would like to lean in real close to him and whisper to him. Listen here, buddy. You're going to walk to the forest. You're going to find some other children there. You're going to go with them towards Will the Fire. There's a dude there named Will. He will bring you to Little Oak, and you will be safe there. Now, you can stay here and be a bitch about it. Or you can actually leave this place.
Persuasion or intimidation? Intimidation. Or advantage.
Where is my intimidation? Oh. So, yeah, 25.
His eyes go wild, his wide, his back goes straight. You can't really seem to get his words out straight, but he helps the other one up off the bed and starts to take him, going down the stairs. They turn the bend and you hear them continuing to walk. What do you do now?
Still no painting, so that means it's in the hallway. So I'm going back downstairs.
As you reach the bottom of the stairs, you hear the door to the workshop open and close as they make their way out.
At this point, Pixie is looking. She's in the tree. Where I put the token. So, sitting in the branches, looking, seeing if they move towards the forest.
They stop around about here. And the young dwarf the chubby one lets the dwarf down to the floor and he keeps looking back towards the door that he just came through. He's biting his lip. You see him start to take a few steps back towards the door.
Sneakily going so that I surprise appear in front of him.
Roll yourself. He's not going to see anything at all until you want him to.
So, basically scare him shitless by appearing.
He falls back on his ass, looking at you when you appear. His eyes wide.
Forest! You go to the forest! Not go back! Quick!
He starts to scooch back on his butt. He quickly gets to the young dwarf, helps him up, and drags the young dwarf, leaving a little trail behind towards the forest. And he doesn't stop when he hits the trees, he just keeps going.